The half word lookout approach. Hi guys, my name's Deepak Shukla, founder at Pearl Lemon Sales. We're a sales training and development agency based in the UK as well as the USA and serving clients worldwide. And here today in day number 54 of 119 days of cold calling training, we're here to talk about the half word lookout approach. But before we get into it, feel free to click the link below to get access to an additional 17 strategies that are not shared in this training. So if you've been listening or if you've been checking out training number 52 as well as training number 53, then you'll have a fair handle on what it is and where we're going with this. But fundamentally, with the half word lookout approach, you want to, as you're making your pitch, pay attention to half formations of words, okay? You want to listen out for the slightest interruption. Now, there's a philosophy that, for example, you should listen entirely to someone's pitch or what they have to tell you. But to be honest with you, what you're really listening for is emotion, okay? Now, if you're placing a cold call and you're pitching and someone says even the slightest utterance of these aren't even half words, they're like a tenth of a word. What I don't know. What yeah, but so any of that kind of stuff, you need to stop and then ask them, Frank, it sounds like you had a question. How can I help with that? I'd love to answer that right now. Remember, you're in a one-to-one environment. It's only really in a one-to-many where you've got a strict schedule of things you need to keep in line with, that ignoring someone's question makes sense. But in this environment where it's one-to-one, you've got to, again, listen out for the smallest cue. We spoke about elements of this with monitor and manage their emotions, as well as active listening. And it's a continuation of that you're not just looking for tone or breath, you're looking for the slightest utterance of a half word, okay? I don't, yeah, so, so, can you, so, so these are all examples. Really, if anything is audible at all, then you need to be mindful of something being audible. And the reason that I bang on, if you will, about this is because it's quite easy when you're in the midst of your pitch or you have nerves or other things that are going on, that you can miss these little triggers, okay? And missing the little trigger means that person doesn't get their needs met. And for me, I get pissed off if someone doesn't catch it when I let out a little half word, because people do that because they feel rude interrupting, but they don't want to interrupt you because it's impolite to interrupt you. Very few people, when they're listening, will interrupt you unless they lose their patience and they've run out of time. If someone who you're pitching to really interrupts you and comes right in abruptly, it's generally because they're looking to close the call, or they're closing that part of your pitch because they feel like they know what you're going to say. So what you're really looking out for, because you don't want to force your prospect to be rude, you're looking out for these, as we just call them, these little half words, okay? That is what you're looking out for, these little utterances, stumbles, mumbles, because that's the key, that's the magic that will tell you that, you know what, my prospect Frank's got a question, my prospect Frankie's got a question. Let me see if I can address that question as quick as I can. And this is what's going to help you from extending a length of a call to get it towards, ultimately, of course, the pitch or the close. Otherwise, people might really rudely interrupt you, and that's bad. Or you might not get their question asked, and then underneath it all, they might be a bit pissed off, because I certainly get pissed off when someone misses my half word. So pay attention and try it whilst you're pitching, because you're focused potentially on your pitch. You've got to remember that even though you're speaking, your focus is forever on your prospect. It's not a focus upon yourself, it's a focus upon your prospect. And that's what you need to be looking out for. So there you have it, guys. The half word lookout approach.
Remember, we've got 17 gated strategies just waiting for you. All you need to do is bing, Subscribe, as well as click the link in the description below to get access to those 17. Get some.